Well, hey everybody, it's James from WealthQuest. Today I want to actually do a quick check-in with those of you who might have some financial New Year's resolutions. How are we doing so far? So here we are a month into 2020. And you may have started this month with all of these goals and thoughts around what you're going to do differently in this year, how you're going to manage your finances, how you're going to organize your life, how you're going to get ahead of things that you feel behind on. And unlike many other New Year's resolutions, things like physical fitness and diet, those are all things that you can pick up anywhere you are in the middle of the year and get started wherever that is. But when it comes to your financial resolutions, a lot of times those get harder and harder to pick up the further we get into the year. And so I want to just take a moment to remind us that we really need to start doing that work. If one of your resolutions was to track your finances more closely, have you downloaded the apps that are out there to use those? Have you logged into Checkpoint if you're a WealthQuest client to start making sure you're managing and monitoring your spending plan? Are you using things like Quicken or some other outlet out there where you can actually download and see what you're spending and where you're spending? Because if you aren't, it's going to take a whole lot more effort 6 months from now to understand what's going on than it is if we get started in the first month. If it comes to automating things like your savings plan, how are you investing in your 401k and your Roth IRAs and things like that? If you haven't started those automatic investments, the amount it would take you to get your savings goal hit if you start 8 months from now is so much harder to come up with than if you just start this month. And so this is the time. After we've finally gotten through all of the recovery from the holiday season, everything's kind of settled back into routine, this is the window where if you have made resolutions to really get your act together when it comes to your finances, to understand what's going on, you better start this month because it's only going to get harder to pick that ball up and run with it later. So I would encourage you to find out what system you want to use to automate it. Make sure that it is not a manual system. Anything that you're doing that involves you typing numbers into a spreadsheet is a system that you will not sustain for very long. It's just too hard to make sure you track all the different ways that you're swiping credit cards and debit cards and all the different places that you're spending money. Those things are really difficult to maintain if you're doing it manually. So find that automated system. Invest in an automated way that is just natural. It's happening without you thinking about it. Those are all things that will make sure that when you get to the end of this year, you'll look back and be really excited about the progress you've made.